Hi friends, I am Dr. Rajiv Naidu. Embarrassing. And remember, it is different for different people. What can be traumatic for one person may not be traumatic for another one. So, gauging everyone on the same scale is not right. So, trauma happens when there's a crisis where you feel helpless and hopeless, and there's so much of fear. Now, what happens whenever there's fear? There are three responses that we have. One is fight, to fight, one to run away, and third is freeze. If you can fight or run away, then there are many chances you may not get traumatized. But what happens, the third one, when you're frozen, where you feel that I cannot do anything about the situation, what I said as being helpless and hopeless, cannot do anything about that situation. Now all that fear that is generated get stored in the system, in the nervous system. And that is what is called a, a traumatic experience. Yeah, though we use it, but trauma is really an experience. It's not caused by the event itself. Now, the symptoms of trauma can range from emotional effects, psychological effects, or physical effects. Over a period of time, if this frozen energy is not discharged, then it expresses itself as a symptom, as a disease. It can crop up as a problem in your relationship, or a breakdown in business, or in your health. It can show or breakdowns in relationship where there's a lack of understanding that happens, not realizing it is coming from a past traumatic experience. Like, for example, someone who has had a sexual abuse may be in a marriage but may have fear of intimacy, or a person is wanting to start a business or wanting to join a company but somehow finds it scary to go for an interview or to start the business itself, or keeps making mistakes in the business. And that could also come from a traumatic experience, or it could be impacting the health. Any kind of symptoms can come from the traumatic experience. So you got to trace back where it has come from and heal that. Today, I am going to talk about the BMW of healing trauma. The BMW of healing trauma. Whenever you are dealing with a traumatic experience with your own self, or if you're a therapist or a counselor and seeing a client, you got to help them deal with at least three things. First is the B, the breathing. Second is movement. And third is witnessing. Breathing, what happens when a person is scared? They lose control over the breathing. Either they are not breathing or they're breathing fast, or something happens. So, one is we got to bring our breathing back to that natural rhythm. And we are not trying to control it to come for it to come back to the natural rhythm. You just allow it and you just observe it. That is called witnessing. You become mindful of it, and slowly you will notice that the breathing is coming back to normal. Practicing this over a period of time, and if possible with some professional to help you, will always be very, very helpful. Second is the M of BMW, that is movement. I have found that yoga and tai chi, because they are very rhythmic, very slow, and also brings in a sense of mindfulness, is very, very helpful. Basically movements which are engaging the muscles and also very rhythmic, like a slow movement, like in Tai Chi, is very, very helpful. And also associating with your breath helps you deal with the trauma better. Because what happens when you are being traumatized or in that traumatic experience? When the fear happens, you're frozen in, you're not moving, and that gets you traumatized. So, movement is very, very helpful. Third is witnessing, observing what's happening. So, in my own workshop called Core Somatic Integration, I teach witnessing, breathing, and the movement. And in witnessing, I call it witness sensing because you're observing what's happening in the body, which is expressed in the form of sensations. So, observing what's happening in the body in the form of sensations, variety of sensations, good, bad, pleasant, unpleasant, helps that traumatic experience to get discharged. Now, there's a process to this, which I teach in the core somatic integration practice. So, this involves a practice of mindfulness, mindful breathing, mindful movement, and witnessing itself as mindful, bringing you in the here and now. And that's what can really heal. So, friends, put down your comments in the comment box as to how did you like this video. Subscribe to this channel, and I'll be coming up with many more videos like this. Thank you.